Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're meditating on the subject perpetual devotion this morning. And that title comes from Ramana. So Ramana, we've been meditating on his account. He lived past the death of the I am the body idea. So he lived past the death of the ego. He lived past the removal of separateness. And it is clear, he then began to live into the realization of what does this mean to still be here in a body when I have realized I am not the body and neither is anyone or anything else. How is it that I can live this realization? Being that I am in this body, everyone else is in this body. That's not their true identity, but so what do we do together in the realm of time and space? And so one of the things that he would do after he had the death of the ego, after his I am the body idea died, he would go to the temple, and this would be his prayer. And the title comes from that. I would pray for the descent of divine grace upon me so that my devotion might increase and become perpetual. So he prayed for his heart to open. This was where we began today. So if anyone joined us a little bit later, we began by realizing the truth of what David says to his son Solomon. The Lord searches every heart and understands every desire and every thought. And so we were inviting ourselves to truly open our heart and allow concentrated, focused, distilled spiritual sunshine to sweep through us, to sweep through the body, to melt away tension and pain and fear, to sweep through the heart, to melt away the fog of confusion, to melt away misunderstanding and misperception. And the reason why that is so important, I will give you a teaching from Thich Nhat Hanh. He says that suffering is created by misunderstanding. And the second part of this is absolutely key. He says most human perception is based on misunderstanding. So what that means is most human perception creates suffering based on misunderstanding, and it's an illusion. It's a fog. It doesn't actually exist. It's a screen that we project. And sometimes we create this for ourselves. Sometimes it's given to us by the collective. Sometimes it's something we inherit. Sometimes it's something that a 5-year-old bully tells us and we believe it. And so what we're inviting ourselves to do, and this is why I was sharing with you last time, I shared it in the form of a humorous pop quiz, and I said, what do Thich Nhat Hanh, St. Francis, and Adi Shankar have in common? They all founded spiritual communities. And the reason why it's so vital we have to meditate individually and together is because the spiritual community helps you have the steadiness to live in constant light. The spiritual community helps you have the steadiness to live in perpetual devotion. The spiritual community helps you have the awareness, I am in my true nature radiant stillness. I am the energy that is light. That is my true identity. None of the labels or the illusions or the misperceptions or the fog or the confusions that the world has given me, that's not my true identity. It's also not the true identity of anyone else. And it takes incredible strength and courage and humor to be willing to step forward through that fog of human misunderstanding and misperception and confusion and to say, I reclaim my divine identity. I know who I am. I know what's real. I know what lasts. I know what matters, and I'm going to live according to that. So Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, it takes incredible strength to love. Love is not for the weak. Love is not for the faint of heart. Love is for those who are willing to say, I'm all in, Lord. I step forward. How would you love to be of service through me? So I'm laughing to myself because I was reflecting on Thich Nhat Hanh's teaching this morning. Suffering is created by misunderstanding, and most human perception is based on misunderstanding. So most human perception is creating misunderstanding and suffering. My phone this morning, and I'll begin by telling you that right now outside the window where I am, it's full-on sunshine. Bright, beautiful, full-on sunshine. My phone this morning gave me 11 alerts telling me that I was in the midst of dense fog. I'm not making this up. My phone told me 11 times, like repeatedly, insistently, alert, 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 up to 11. You're in an area of dense fog right now. So my phone was giving me that fog of confusion. The dense fog is not here. The sun is here. And so that's the reality. And that is actually even the reality when our human hearts are feeling broken, when our human hearts are feeling the weight of past pain, when we are afraid, and when we are feeling alone and isolated and separated and cut off. It's also always the case. Spiritual sunshine is the only reality. So how do we live? How do we gracefully, joyfully, wisely respond to ourselves if our inner phone is 11 times giving us an alert saying, you're in the midst of dense fog, even if it's not the case? So this is something that Isaiah addresses. The light in each of us is here to bind up the brokenhearted. The light in each of us is here to proclaim freedom for the captives. Who are the brokenhearted? They are our own selves. Who are those who are bound by fear? They are our own selves. And so this begins within. And so let's do this right now so you can feel directly how powerful this is from within. And then we actually can feel, after we do it from within for ourselves, the way that when we gather in the light and we willingly step forward in the light and say to that divine spiritual sunshine, I give you permission to sweep through me. I give you permission to melt away the confusion, the fog of past pain. I give you permission to melt away the illusion of separateness, that alert that is mistakenly, confusedly telling me that I'm in an area of dense fog. My true self is never in an area of dense fog. It cannot ever be in an area of dense fog. My true self is radiant stillness, and this is the truth for all of us. And so for each of us, these brokenhearted, whom we are invited to bind up, it starts within. And so, in silence, give yourself permission to stand in the light. Give yourself permission to be searched by the divine, by that radiant light that already interpenetrates every cell of your body because you are one with that light. Allow your heart to open and let yourself know and feel that it is safe to resonate with the energy of supreme love. It is safe to live the energy of understanding and kindness. It is safe to be hope for the future, for yourself and for everyone else on the planet. And so steady yourself in that kind, eternal light, the wisest, kindest energy in the universe. That energy asks each of us Something like this, if you want to put it into words. It makes me cry, so I'll see if I can do this without crying. What is the frequency of your love? What is the energy of your love? What is the vibration of your love? What is the song of your adoring? What is the purity of what you care about most deeply? Allow that energy to sweep through the body and bring healing and balance. Allow that energy to circulate the pure energy of self-healing. Allow that energy of your own supreme love to hold your human heart tenderly. And as you are ready, silently give permission that any old pain can rise into the light, can be offered into the light, can be remembered in its own wholeness as always part of the light. So this is allowing sadness to rise and transform into the light. Allowing pain to rise and transform into the light. Allowing shame to rise and remember it too is of the light, melts into the light. Allowing fear of connecting to other humans to rise and melt into the light. Allowing doubt and illusion to rise and become the light. I encourage you to return to this meditation as often as you have a feeling of pain, as often as you have a feeling of so-and-so doesn't like me. I invite you to open your heart. I invite you to like yourself. And when you like yourself, you will find fear vanishes. You are able to be the energy of emotional peace, balance, and stability in yourself in the midst of other humans. So I'm laughing because if you are in person, you just heard a little alarm. The little clock that is placed on the stand here just alerted. So this is an example exactly of what we're talking about. An alert can go off, and then you can calmly decide, I'm going to turn off that alert. There is actually no cause for alarm. It is safe to continue to be the energy of peace, even in the midst of what seems to be a storm. Each of us always is invited to be that energy of emotional peace, balance, and stability. Securely anchored in that liking, loving, accepting ourselves, and then we will be able to be comfortable, peaceful, understanding, kind, wise, in the midst of other humans as well. So feeling the freedom that we gain when we remember I am constant light. I am supreme devotion, supreme compassion, supreme kindness, supreme love, whatever your favorite name for it is. I am radiant stillness. I am the energy of light. Being that for yourself, notice that it is possible to reach out without physically reaching out, without opening your eyes, and feel your way into the living reality that everyone who is currently meditating, and this is true for those who are meditating here in person, everyone, as we gather together, we amplify this light. So it's not just a single candle, but it's everyone bringing the light. And so the light multiplies. And all of a sudden we are standing in great light. Great, visible, palpable radiance. And you can feel your way into this, that when we connect with the light, not only in ourselves, but also within one another, the whole room fills with light. Beyond the building, radiate that light. You can feel that light radiating out into the city. Let the whole city fill with light. Let the whole country and the whole continent fill with light. Let the whole planet fill with light. And allow yourself to rejoice and relax into this support. So when we gather in community like this, we remind ourselves of what is true and what is real and what is lasting and what is possible and what matters. We strengthen ourselves in living according to the laws of love, the laws of understanding, the laws of kindness, the laws of joy, the laws of harmony, the laws of optimism, the laws of plenty, the laws of abundance, the laws of gladness, the laws of effervescent, joyful singing and dancing. If we have any perception of any obstacle, any barrier, any limitation, we are invited to offer it into the light. Remembering in the prayer from Swami Premananda this morning, the gentle brook dances as it goes over obstacles. Nothing can stop that dancing of our true nature as it goes over obstacles. I'm going to quote Swami Shankarananda. He said, "What's the problem? Just that, one that does not exist." This is what we are invited to be in consciousness. And you can feel that right now. You can feel how it bolsters and buoys and supports and strengthens and nurtures. You can feel how vivid and vivacious that energy is. And so now, I want to invite you to, we were practicing a kind of alchemy of the heart for ourselves. So we were willingly stepping into the light, into the focused, concentrated, distilled spiritual sunshine, allowing the divine to search our heart, allowing ourselves to let go those false alarms that say we should believe in the fog of separateness, we should believe in the fog of past pain, we should believe in human misperceiving. We were allowing ourselves to be searched and allowing ourselves to transform and let go that fog of past pain. Let go the fear of allowing ourselves to be connected to ourselves. That's really the fear, allowing ourselves to be connected to ourselves, because if we are, we will feel what we feel, and we are afraid to feel what we feel. Because we will see and feel how we ourselves have energized the illusion and the confusion of pain and of separateness. And so we bolster one another and help one another stand in the light, transforming our own hearts, our own awareness. And then notice what is possible. Just as it is possible for ourselves, if a friend comes to us and the friend is experiencing pain, or the friend is experiencing confusion, or the friend is having a hard time liking themselves, and so is feeling that other people don't like them, we can steady ourselves in the light. We can steady ourselves in that constant light, in that constant perpetual kindness and understanding. And the beam of light that is within ourselves can reach out silently to the beam of light that is within our friends, and can call to that beam of light, and can say silently, "That light, that is your true nature. That is your true self. The fog is not your true self. The illusion, the pain, the confusion is not your true self. I know who you are. You are radiant light. You are a child of the divine. You are love. You are love. You are love." And notice what happens. You can feel how that energy of love, that energy of self-remembrance, that energy of wholeness is magnified and amplified for you and for the dear one you love. Notice also, it is possible, and this is possible because there is no distance in consciousness, it is possible to do the same thing on behalf of a family, on behalf of a community, on behalf of all of your ancestors, on behalf of all of the generations that come after you, on behalf of an organization, on behalf of a place where you work, on behalf of a neighborhood, on behalf of a country, on behalf of a planet. And so I'm going to give each of us, in silence, a few moments to call into our awareness. And you can name as many as you like to name silently. Every member of your family, for whom you would like to connect on this level of pure light and of self-remembering the supreme love that each of us is always. Bring that family member into your awareness. Any member of the spiritual family whom you are aware of, who has been experiencing any form of challenge or pain, physical, emotional, mental. This could be recent, it could be developing, it could be past. Just bring them into your awareness. Do it for your whole family. Do it for the whole meditation community. Do it for your ancestors going back 7 generations. Do it going forward 7 generations. Adi Shankar tells us when we meditate, we bring healing 7 generations back and 7 generations forward. Do this for all those with whom you work. Do this for the organizations and the institutions where you work. Do this for the country, the continent, the earth and the skies, the trees and the waters, the animals, every human on the planet. Silently, I stand in the light. The light binds up the brokenhearted, beginning with me and radiating out beyond me to all whom I encounter, all who arise in my awareness, all that I look upon. And I see with the eyes of love, everyone and everything is a child of the divine. They are my own self. They are the face of Christ. They are the Buddha nature. They are Krishna dancing and expanding. They are love. They are love. They are love. So when you're ready, you can feel the energy is moving. It's very deep, the transformation that we initiate when we meditate in this way, individually and together. When you're ready, I actually invite you to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And this just helps send into the earth any of the old energy that we are helping to transform in this alchemy of the heart. So a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, whenever you're ready, a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you're sending that energy into the earth to be recycled. And then finally, a 3rd time, whenever you're ready, in through the nose and out through the mouth. So you can keep your eyes closed. And I'm sorry, without my clock that alarmed, I went over time. So maybe the clock was giving me an alarm, telling me I needed to be quiet. But I want to read to you one more teaching from Jesus. It's one of the shortest parables that he offers. And he is reminding each of us that we are invited to be leaven. And he says, this is in Matthew 13, the kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed into 60 pounds of flour until it worked all through the dough. It only takes a little bit of leaven to help the whole loaf rise. And what we just did was serve as leaven. And every one of us is invited to do this again and again and again and again and again in our daily life, in our work, in our world, everywhere that we are. Thank God, and God bless us all.